Yo, yo, yo. It's D.Arthur in the building. I'm talking to you guys today about semen retention 2020 female attraction. How will you get yours in 2021? And how we can all become better individuals that have purpose and have priority in 2021. And how can you do this easy on semen retention? And how you'll attract women in your life, you'll attract business, you'll attract anything you want if that is what you desire. In 2020, and 2021, you have to start looking at yourself. You have to start looking at, is my current situation where I currently want it to be? Will it be like this forever? These are some of the questions that you start asking yourself. And if your current situation, maybe if you're lacking in some area of your life, in your life, then it's time for you to hit the change button. It's time for you to do certain things differently, because a lot of people like to complain about why their life is how it is, how it's not where they want it to be, and then they don't do anything about it. They just like to talk in their misery. And if you're talking in your misery, if you're talking about how your life is not where it is, then your life won't get you anywhere. You'll have to change. You'll have to do certain things and make some adjustments so you can actually get your life where you really want it to be. Whether it's with women, whether it's business, whether it's spiritual, whether it's relationships. Being a full stack man takes discipline, and it takes you putting your best foot forward every single day. Now, there's been a lot of questions on how do I attract her at the beginning? How do I keep the conversation going? How do I actually get her to like me? And in order for the thing is, when it comes to female attraction and having a winning relationship with women and being just a fun guy that women flock to, the thing is, you have to put your best foot forward, and you have to stop being such. You have to be kind of stop being such a logical man when it comes to this. Because, a lot of guys like to put logic when it comes to relationships and stuff. There is no logic when it comes to any of this. There's no logic at all. It doesn't really make sense. Because you could do everything right and she could still be cold on you. Literally. And if this happens, you're going to blame her. You could blame her. You could blame yourself. You could just think that, oh, you're not good enough. You're not doing this. And the thing is, it's not really your fault if she rejects you. It's kind of her fault. She's rejecting herself. If you're a well-equipped guy who seems to be on your purpose and everything, and she seems to let's say reject you, she's really rejecting herself, and I guess she really isn't ready for the moment. If that makes sense. So how can semen retention help you attract women in 2021, and how can it just help you be a happier you in 2021? And what it takes is discipline, because I found that if you actually do the things that you said you were going to do, and after it's done, then for some reason you're actually happier with yourself. But if you cave in and do the things maybe you relapse, maybe you do this, maybe you do just things that put you kind of off course, it doesn't make you happier. It kind of puts you in a spiral of bad emotions, and then one thing leads to another, and then you might be taking it out on somebody else, taking it out on your spouse, your significant other, your boss, or something like that. And people like high energy. Women like high energy. People like people who can give them good energy. And if you're always relapsing, always mad at yourself, always not happy with yourself, people are gonna sense that, and they're not going to be around you. They don't want to be around you. They don't like party poopers or people who like to suck energy. That's why you may notice if maybe you go up to somebody and you're in a bad state, that bad state that you're in may transmute to them, and now all of a sudden they're in a bad state because of you were in a bad state. So it's important to always stay in a high state. It's always important to keep your energy circulating through your body. That's why going to the gym is so important, because going to the gym and being successful in like your workplace, in your relationships, with your discipline, with your money and finances and stuff like that, all of these are correlations that come hand in hand. Everything is connected. You might not be, that's why it's important to be full stack in everything, because you might be good at one thing, you might have dashing good looks, but you might have bad energy, and you might be very you might have dull energy, and you might be boring or something like that. And this is important. Everything is important if you're trying to attract a quality mate, or you're trying to attract significant business transactions. Everything is important. Everything starts with you. That good energy that you're giving off will transmute to other people, and they'll receive it. And then what you'll do is increase their state. And if you're increasing people's states instead of taking from people, you're going to be looked at as a leader. You're going to be looked at as the top dog in situations, and people will come for you, will ask you for advice when they may need your help. But all it takes is your energy. It takes a good attitude, and it takes you disciplining yourself and doing the things that you know you have to do every day, because you'll be happier after you do it. Nobody likes to go to the gym. Nobody likes to do these things, but they feel good after it, and they feel like they can accomplish other things, and everything is linked. So in order to attract women and attract semen and become the best version of yourself on semen retention, it takes the daily disciplines, and it takes masculine energy, and it takes a little bit of luck and feminine energy. If you're a man, if you're trying to increase, let's say you're trying to attract somebody that you say you may like or something, what's gonna happen is, once you conjure up the balls to go and approach her, in that instance, it's a 3 to 5 second range of if she'll like you or not. You really have a 2, 3, 4 second window to make a good impression on someone that you're trying to attract. And the way that you win at this is you receive the eye contact. You receive her. You get her very like, you may even want to get her hesitant when you approach, just because you're putting out like masculine energy. If you're putting out that feminine, if you're too emotional, if you care too much what she does, she's gonna write you off. There has to be some point where you're projecting a very masculine aura, and the woman who wants to receive this will eventually receive it. The thing is, you just can't be put off if it doesn't go where you want it to be, and you just can't quit because it didn't go where you really want it to go. It takes patience, it takes persistence, and it takes a good attitude to try to attract what you really want in your life. And it takes psychological. It's a chess game, and it takes psychological actions to try to court people in your favor, to try to get people to be on your side. If we're talking about, let's say, women, it takes psychological triggers to try to get her on your side. A lot of guys say as soon as they approach her, she's not reciprocating that energy, and that she's not reciprocating what you're giving off. And I mean, you might want to, like, let's say, move on if she's not reciprocating how you want her to. And the thing is, that's one option. But the other option is you have to start looking at yourself before you start looking at how she reacts. Because if you're doing the things that are right, if you're doing certain things right, then she really doesn't have any choice but to receive your masculine energy if you're doing it right. Like, a lot of guys like to complain about how they try to court her, but it's not working. And the thing is, you have to look at yourself. You can't really control what she does, but you can control what you do. And if you're giving off that masculine energy, that masculine frame, that neediness, that detachment, that good attitude, the good vibes, asking her questions to get into that convo, and then after you're giving it, and then she's receiving those questions, and then you're digging a little bit deeper to try to reveal something, then you're winning. But if you just ask these bland questions, give off dull energy, and then argue about why she isn't reciprocating that energy, it all has to start with you. It all starts with you. You, if you're quote unquote that leader, you lead and she will follow if you're doing it right. But if you're not doing it right, then she won't reciprocate. Now, if you want to get more in depth with this and do certain things so you can always win when it comes to approaching and becoming, let's say, the best you possible, so you can put your best self out there, click on the free training series below. I put down a free video training series on how you can attract any woman and become the best you possible. Happy New Year. Let's make 2021, let's say, the best year for you possible. Peace.